I'm an ass man.
Welcome to the Squared Circle 101, Episode 3. On this week's edition, we will discuss the happenings on Monday Night Raw, NXT. By the way, this past Tuesday was the Season 2 finale, and we have an NXT winner. We'll hype up tonight's episode, which is the first one of the All Divas. We'll also talk about what happened on SmackDown, TNA Impact, and TNA's pay-per-view this Sunday, No Surrender, which, by the way, is our first pay-per-view coverage since we started this.
Alright, we'll go ahead and start it off with Raw. And we'll start with I think we'll start with the best match of the night, which was the
Wade Barrett, Randy Orton.
And this match had a lot to it. It was hyping for Night of Champions.
Yeah.
And it had some interesting factors into it. You want to tell them what it was?
Edge, Sheamus, and Cena, who were the other three competitors in the six-pack, wait a minute, five-pack challenge. Chris Jericho, you see, getting to that, earlier in the night, Chris Jericho lost the match to John Morrison, the stipulation being if Jericho were to lose, he would be out of the Night of Champions match. Edge would also face a similar match against the Great Khali, and he was able to win. Unfortunately for Jericho, was not so lucky.
Which we'll get to deeper coverage on those in a minute.
Yeah, just to get us started. But anyway, Orton Barrett. Travis, would you like to...
Yeah, this was a pretty solid match. It was pretty back and forth. I want to say it was good all the way through except for the ending. You want to set it up?
Darren Young, the NXT rookie, who was a member of Nexus, of course, who was kicked out, made his return to some, as Travis would put it, generic, funky music. And anyway, he comes out there and distracts Wade Barrett long enough for Orton to go, BAM! RKO!
After the match, Darren Young comes into the ring after Randy Orton won them too. And out of nowhere comes a
BAM! RKO!
After that, Sheamus and Edge think they want to get them some of Randy Orton. Sheamus gets up on the apron of the ring and distracts him for Edge, who tries to hit a spear, but he misses and
BAM! RKO!
After that, there was a moment where Sheamus wanted to get him some of Orton, but missed the bicycle kick and
BAM! RKO!
And after that, he celebrated a little bit on the ropes and stuff. Cut back to the ring. Cena's in the ring. And what happens next, Sean?
BAM! RKO! Nah, stare down between Cena and Orton that closed off our show.
That was the down point.
Well, built a lot of tension for next week's match, so...
Yeah, but I'm tired of seeing Cena and Orton.
But this is the first time they're facing since Orton's face turn, and...
That is true. You got your badass main face, and you got your... I like to call it the Hulk Hogan face, the one who really appeals to the kids and the youth and the women.
Yeah. Cena's kind of like the Superman character of the WWE, and while Randy Orton is basically this generation's Stone Cold, if you think about it.
Very much. Let's get on to some of the other stuff of the night. The match with Edge and Khali, as we mentioned earlier, it
started out as a regular match, but
yeah.
When Edge decided to take a count-out victory, the anonymous GM made it a over-the-top rope challenge.
Sorry, I had a prick in my throat.
Yeah, well anyway, the anonymous GM decided to make it an over-the-top rope challenge, which Edge was able to steal a victory.
Which this was either terribly set up, or they finally did something to make Michael Cole look good. What it was is Edge had rolled down the bottom rope. Khali went to go after him. He stepped over the bottom rope, or over the top rope.
Yeah, I think that was just a blunder right there.
And hit the ground. Michael Cole, being the genius that he is, points it out. That actually he probably should have been eliminated. So they get back in the ring, and Edge sneaks through the bottom rope again. Khali starts to go over. Edge grabs his leg and pulls him over. Match. The next match was Jericho versus Morrison.
Same stipulations. Jericho's spot in the Night of Champions match was on the line, and unfortunately Jericho didn't get the same results Edge did, so he's out of the match.
Morrison, again, looked amazing in the ring. And he actually cut a good promo with Jericho after a little while after the match. Jericho was sitting in the back, and he was just staring off into La La Land. And, of course, Mr. Genius...
John Morrison?
No. What's his name? The guy that nobody really likes. He's really dorky.
Josh Matthews.
Yes, Josh Matthews. Tries to get an interview with him, and Jericho just totally ignores him. So then the camera pans, we see Morrison, and he cuts a good promo. If you want to see it, you can go look it up for yourselves.
Of course, promo of the night would probably go to the Miz, Daniel Bryan altercation.
Yep. Well, again, the title goes to Raw this week for the promo of the night. And as John said, it was Miz and
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. You want to tell him?
Alright, I'll tell you all what happened. The Miz had a little surprise behind the curtain for us this week. We didn't know what it was. Well, he comes out there and says, I won the U.S. title. He talked about his history in the WWE, and he talks about winning that title, how he made it.
How he was doubted by everybody.
Yeah, then he said he went on even further and became Mr. Money in the Bank. But there's still a few doubters then. He unveils behind the curtain
his WWE magazine cover.
And Daniel Bryan came out there and did something pretty funny. He started talking to the Miz about
how he's the anti-superstar.
Yeah.
Right.
And Miz was saying all this stuff about how he's anti-superstar and how he could never beat Miz and whatever. Then Daniel Bryan gets under the crawl of Miz and says, hey, here's another cover for you. And it shows Daniel Bryan with the crossface locked in on the Miz and Miz tapping out, and it was shown like an elaborate magazine cover format saying Miz taps.
And after that, it basically got to where Daniel Bryan will be facing Miz at Night of Champions for the United States title.
And at the end of the promo, Daniel Bryan kicked the magazine cover after putting Alex Riley in the crossface and making him tap out.
Let's move on to NXT. Just short covers real fast. Caval won. Congratulations to him. And I think he's a future champion in the making.
After his winning, however, he was attacked by all the other NXT rookies from this season.
Yeah. Makes it kind of look like a Nexus-y thing, but it's not going to go anywhere. I highly doubt it. Let's move on to SmackDown. We, again, did not see very much of SmackDown.
Sorry.
It happens. We were at another home football game. Just little quick points.
We'll keep it kind of quick.
We only seen the end.
Undertaker, Kane, another promo setting up for their world title match, which, by the way, has been confirmed. It will be a world title match between the two at Night of Champions.
It's yet to be seen if it's a gimmick match or not.
I doubt this one will be. They'll probably save that for another pay-per-view, probably the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. They just kind of, I don't know, how would you put it? They just bickered back and forth again.
Yeah, a lot of the same.
And that's what we've seen of SmackDown. Let's move on to TNA.
We'll start with Impact. There was another episode leading to the No Surrender pay-per-view, which happened